Everybody, Meg Ruler 31 back here for FSI DFS. Just want to take a moment to thank you before I start the video. I believe this is our 205th video of the Major League Baseball season. It'll be my last solo one for the year. McKinley and I will be off this weekend because we realize that you guys have like college football and NFL and so many other things going on. And then we will work together to come up with a preview for the postseason. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, and it's just been a great ride. It's a long grind, 205 videos and days of sometimes getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to do the research, get these videos out, so I can get to, McKinley and I can get to our day jobs on time. But you guys watching it and your comments and just interaction has just made it so worth it. So just thank you guys for everything, all the new people we met. Matt, Noah, man, I think you've watched every single video and commented, appreciate it, and all the others. When we started out the season, we were happy to get like 100 views a day, and then somewhere in the middle we were getting 300. So just awesome. Hope you guys had a great year. Hope you guys made some money. Hope we helped you a little bit here and there, and I hope that you'll continue on through the postseason, and we'll see you back next year for spring training and for the season again. So very, very exciting. Seems like it's shaping up to be a decent postseason. But today we have a 9-game slate, and we should be, weather looks okay, maybe just a couple concerns here and there that we'll look at. But I'm just going to blow through this quickly because, as we've seen the last couple of days, things can get wonky as more and more things get certain and players or teams are done for the year. You can see pitchers going shorter, batters getting pitch hit for, kind of crazy things. So we'll try to focus our cash lineups on things that still matter, and then talk about a couple of GPP opportunities where somebody could go off. First game, Boston Red Sox and Baltimore Orioles. Yankees lost yesterday, so Red Sox get a game closer because they won. They actually kind of evened out because New York won on Monday and Boston lost, and then on or Tuesday, whenever that was. So over the last couple of days, the won, lost one. So it's very, very tight race. And Seattle's also snuck in also there for the final wild card. So it's just gonna be a crazy finish. So you have Nick Favetta, who's had solid points this season, had some struggles, but up against an Orioles offense today, I think he makes sense for SP2. There are some strikeouts here. I'd rather have a righty than a lefty against them. And I think Boston bats are in a really good situation again against another lefty and Alexander Wells in the Baltimore bullpen. They have a 6 total, and I think definitely they're a stack to look at tonight. Baltimore on the other side, if you think Favetta might struggle and get pulled a little bit early just because it's such an important game, then I'm okay, if you want to take them as a cheap stack. New York Yankees and Toronto Blue Jays, Corey Kluber and Robbie Ray. Both are decent pitchers, but I think they're both going to have short hooks. The Yankees really got to Ray, I believe, last time out, so I'm not interested in either pitcher here. I think they're too volatile. In GPP, I think, you can definitely make a case for them. I think that could kind of work out, but I'm not too high on them. And the bat-wise, the Yankees, I think, could be a leverage stack if people are going to play Ray. The pricing isn't too bad on them. A little bit higher in the value stack, not necessarily a GPP stack. I think for GPP stack, I'd rather try to take Toronto, but they're pretty much down on the line. So 8 total. I think it's going to be a low scoring game here. And, I think it's going to be a very competitive game, a really good game to watch, but I don't know if it's going to be a great game for DFS. Next up, we have the Miami Marlins and the New York Mets. We have Edward Cabrera, and I've seen Taylor McGill for some places, and I've seen Hill other places. So I'm not sure. I'm leaning more McGill. I don't think MajorLeagueBaseball.com had exactly who. For some reason, their page isn't loading for today. It keeps on kicking back to the other day. Well, they have Hill. Okay, so we'll go with Hill. Hill's a little bit cheaper than McGill. I think he's still against the Marlins. I mean, Hill's a little bit more volatile. I'd rather have McGill, but I think he's playable here. The bats, Marlins, I think, can make a cheap leverage stack if people are going to play Hill. Mets on the other side, I think, make a good GPP stack against Cabrera. They're very, very cheap priced here. Conforto at 2 a.m. You're almost looking at FanDuel pricing here on DK for the Mets. 4.38 total. I think they make a great stack in a GPP. Next up, we have Tampa Bay, who has clinched home field advantage. So they're pretty much done for the year. I think McHugh is going to open Yarbrough long relief, but I don't think he's going to go that long. I think, the bullpen's going to come in, but I only think it's going to be the better parts of the bullpen. I think they're going to rest players. The Tampa Bay lineup could come out with a Mickey Mouse lineup. It could be pretty much a single A squad for all we know. I think they'll continue to rotate players in and out just to keep them fresh, but I think they're going to try to rest up and make sure they don't get any major injuries before the playoffs because they have nothing to play for at this point. And so I really like Houston on the other side, Lance McCullers. If they roll out this B team, C team lineup for Tampa Bay, then fire up McCullers. He'd be my favorite SP1 on the night. And then the Houston Astro Bats, I think you can definitely stack against Tampa Bay because I think they can put up a lot of runs there. Philadelphia Phillies and Atlanta Braves, these are still, even though the Braves are up about 4 games, I think, they're still within reach. They can't take their foot off the gas yet. Kyle Gibson, Ian Anderson. I think Gibson makes a decent cheap option. I'd prefer Favetta at $800 less and a better matchup. Ian Anderson on the other side, I think is the only real mid-range pitcher that I like today. So bat wise, I mean, if you want to stack them in a GPP, that's fine. I think Atlanta, I would take as my 4th cash stack because I think they really need, really want to solidify things. Philadelphia struggle a little bit more, so they'd be more of a GPP one. Detroit Tigers and Minnesota Twins, Schoolball and Ryan. Schoolball has a pitch limit, might only go 3-4 innings. Do not play him. He's a fade. Joe Ryan, I really like, had a great outing last time. I think he had like 11 Ks. A decent price, a little bit of a rain risk here, maybe about 50%. But if this game gets in, I definitely think Joe Ryan is in consideration as an SP1 tonight. Strange to say, it's just the nature of the slate in this time of year. And don't play Scooble. Minnesota Bats, I think I definitely like them here against however long Scooble goes in the Tigers bullpen. I think they'd be my 2nd favorite GPP stack behind Houston. And then Detroit, I think, makes this cheap leverage stack if you want to play them, but I think Ryan's really going to have a good game going against them. Cleveland Indians and Kansas City, Shane Beaver at 9.8. He's still on a pitch count. I don't think he's going to be able to pay off his salary even against Kansas City. And Angel Zerpa is very interesting at 4K. I think he's a great YOLO play. A good average minor league pitcher. Have to see what Cleveland rolls out as a lineup. I think I'd really like some of these righty bats like Ramirez and Reyes and maybe even Harold Ramirez at only 2.2. It's a phenomenal price there for a punt if you're stacking Cleveland against this young pitcher getting his first major league start. But I think you can also play Zerpa if you're trying to stack some very expensive bats, like trying to do like a Blue Jay stack or something like that. I think in GPP that works as an SP2. It doesn't need much point wise to get to value. And even if he gives up a couple runs, there are some strikeouts at the bottom of this lineup, and he does have some K stuff. So I think he'd be fine there. Arizona Diamondbacks and San Francisco Giants. Madison Bumgarner, this could be a swan song in Arizona. I'm still thinking he's a fade. I don't know if this could be like, if he knows that and kind of knows he's not going to return or he's going to retire or whatever's going to happen in his future, he's going to go out and try to put up a good game. I mean, it's kind of everything comes together because he was on the Giants for so long, going back to San Francisco. I think the chemistry is there for a good game, but the range of outcomes, I think, is less likely to happen. So if I want to take a dart on him, don't mind it, but I really like the Giants offense tonight. They have almost a 5 total. Very, very, very cheap, very affordable here. I think the Posey is the most expensive one at 4.7. Some really nice cheap bats, probably an all right-handed lineup coming out against him. So definitely fire up some San Francisco Giants. Scott Kazmir starting on the other side. He was a great pitcher, like maybe 10 years ago, I think, when he played for Tampa Bay. Not too excited about him now, but the bullpen's not bad. So if you want to take some Arizona bats against him, I'm fine with that. 3.5 total is decent, but I don't think they're a huge priority. Final game, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers or San Diego Padres. Seems like Padres have folded. They just don't really care anymore. Maybe some of their stars won't even play the last couple of days just because they don't want to injure them and looking towards next season. But Gosling not interested in. He's had kid gloves on him the whole season, doesn't go far enough in the game to pay off his total. Vinicius Velasquez, he's been pretty rough. I don't trust playing him against the Dodgers. Dodgers would be my second favorite stack, be it they're just expensive. So if you do that, like there's not much pitcher to pay up for. So it's pretty much McCullough or Ryan, in my opinion. Or if you want to go mid-range Anderson, you can pair him like Zerpa and try to get like a full Dodger stack in here. Late night hammer, I'm fine with that. Padres, I'm not really interested in. If Gosling doesn't go very far, that bullpen's going to come in and take over. So for pitchers, like I said, very slim pickings. McCullers, if McGill happens to pitch for the Mets, if you see a change, I'm fine with that. Hill's a little bit more vital. Ryan, I like. We'll just have to watch weather there. Anderson's the only mid-range guy I like, and then Favetta and Gibson for cheap. And then if you want to YOLO play Zerpa, I'm out on Kluber, I'm out on Ray, I'm out on Schoolbowl, and I'm out on Velasquez, and I'm out on Gosselin. So the top stacks, Boston against the lefty, and Baltimore there. The Dodgers, Cleveland against the rookie there in Atlanta are my favorite cash ones. GPP, Houston, Minnesota, Philadelphia, and Toronto. And then cheap, if you're looking for some cheap ones, I like San Francisco. I like the Mets, Baltimore and KC. And then for leverage, the Yankees against Ray the lefty, if he actually picks up ownership. Miami against Hill or whoever pitches there. Detroit, if Ryan's going to be popular. And then Tampa Bay, if McCullers is going to be popular and nobody's going to play them, especially, but those are just like multi-mass entry plays. So let me just pause for a second. I'll bring up DK. So like I said here, my priority is going to be Boston, and it's going to be San Francisco for, get to the arrow here. There we go for bat. So Favetta, I'm thinking is okay for an SP2. I'll see how much I have for SP1 when I left. But looking at the hitters, I think, I definitely want Posey for first base. It's kind of hard here. Dalbec really hasn't been great recently. He did have a stretch. I mean, if we can get up to Schwarber, even with lefty, I'm okay with that. But I think I'm going to just save and go with Wilmer Flores there. At second base, again, I might just look outside this game. I don't really love any of these options. Listello would be lefty. He's banged up. So maybe if Solano gets the start, and if he's up higher, we'll just throw him in there kind of as a placeholder. Shortstop, I wouldn't go Crawford lefty. I think Bogarts is a really, really strong play there. For third base, I mean, you used to have to make the decision between if you wanted to play Devers or Chris Bryant, but Bryant's just an outfielder now. So here you're going to have a choice. Are you going to pay up for Devers, or are you going to pay down for Longoria? So we'll leave third base blank, but just know that's what your two choices are. Because if you do that, then you're going to have to pay down for outfield. So for outfield, Renfroe is definitely a priority, and I think Chris Bryant. So then if you go down to Longoria here, you should be able to go up and get Kiki here. If you play Devers here, then you're going to have to go down. I think Slater might be a good option. Duggar, if he's in, I believe, is a righty also. It does look like Ruff is coming back. He's a little bit pricey, but you just might have to pay down for your SP1. You might have to go down to like Anderson or play Pavetta, Gibson, or something like that to get a higher price if you're trying to get up for both of these here. So that's pretty much what my construction is going to be. I think that these are kind of the core guys I'm looking at as a priority. Devers, like, is lefty on lefty. If you look at his box score, and I know you don't really chase box scores, but like he's been hitting here and there, but he hasn't been like absolutely on fire. So, I might save the money there and just go with Longoria and go with like the higher priced outfielder. But I think, I'm going to try to get either McCullers or Ryan in as my SP1. So I might just have to pay down for both of them. And Posey might not be in for catcher. So then I might just have, if I punt catcher, then I can just pay off for Devers, and, I'll probably go Kiki and outfield there. I think I kind of favor the Boston side over San Francisco, even though I have like more San Francisco now, but there's less players on Boston that I feel confident playing at their price point than on San Francisco. I think I can save more there and I can do better in other places like pitching. So that's what I got for you today. Really appreciate, like I said, you guys watching. If you want to try out something else that's really cool, check out our channel before 1:00 p.m. today. Covering EuroLeague basketball. I've done that for many years. Very, very passionate about it. I'm not going to do the full season this year. It's just way too hard with the way they have it structured during the day and holding a day job to be able to break away and check every single lineup, because you only get them like about 5 minutes before the start of each game. It's not something where you can set and forget it like Major League Baseball or even NBA. You have most of the lineup sometimes before the first game tips off. So, I mean, you just have to constantly be focusing on it. But I'm going to break down the first 2 slates for you, and you can get into our Discord for free for EuroLeague basketball. And just go to Twitter, and there's the link there to join the Discord and to get into that room if you're looking for something exciting to do this afternoon. There is a small 2-game baseball slate, I think, starting around 1:15 today too. Just a couple of average teams. I think it's Milwaukee, St. Louis, and I forget who the other ones are, but nothing super exciting, but it's some day baseball to keep you going. So once again, I just have to say, like, I so appreciate you guys watching, and girls and whoever this season. Just made it really, really special. It helped us every day. McKinley and I get through this grind of just trying to do research and bring you content and make sure that you guys are all set. And hopefully you guys learned from it, enjoyed it, benefited from it, profited from it. And, we really hope to see everybody next year. But in the meantime, just continue to check out FSI Fantasy Sports. We do cover so many different things, from soccer to NFL to NASCAR to WNBA, college football, like just so many different things. And not everything is premium too. So it's just so beneficial just to get into our community, get to our Discord, and just see all the things that we offer free of charge out there. And then maybe, sign up for a VIP for a week or so. And just just to see like everything that we offer. It's very reasonably priced compared to some of the competitors. So once again, Mega Ruler 31, I appreciate you guys watching this season. Good luck tonight and in the playoffs, and have a good winter. Have a great holiday season. I look forward to seeing you for our playoff breakdown video, and then next year for spring training.